Hello and welcome back, Portuguesies. These next couple of videos are going to deal with the town Festas, which, as far as I understand, is a annual party that each Portuguese town throws at some point during the year. I guess this is the time of year for them, but they're not all at the same. They're not all on the same day or on the same weekend. This was a 2-day party. But yeah, I was fortunate enough to be in the Serra during theirs. And that's what we're going to look at here. So we're starting off with a snail. This was the morning of the Festus. I hadn't really gotten going yet, but apparently snail hunting's a big thing in Portugal. I don't think these are the kind of snails they're after, but my brother spotted this one, so I whipped out my GoPro and took a blurry picture of it. And I think next one as well. Yeah, there's a few of them there. It did rain while we were there, and that's supposedly premier snail hunting weather, but even Nelia said that snails are harder to come by these days, so maybe they're being overfished. Who knows? And next one. Okay, so this is kind of the tent they set outside. So normally this is just an empty parking lot. They set up this temporary tent for the Festus. In fact, we ate in there. You can see the tables set up. And I think later in the night they cleared out the tables and it turned into an auxiliary dance floor. Here's the main center. So this is kind of the town community center. You get married in this town, this is where the reception is, from what I was told. And yeah, very nice audio setup. The audio engineers were in the back. And I kind of saw them preparing the band, or the first band to play anyway. That was always kind of cool to watch that happen. And just more Festus Community Center setup. And here we found this. So there's two beers in Portugal, Sagres and Superbock. It's, I guess, tantamount to Bud Light and Miller Lite, or Coors Light maybe, in the United States. So this Festus, anyway, was Team Superbock. I don't know if they're a big-time sponsor or what, but yeah, they have drinking. I don't even know what to call it, but you go get a Metro, and I think it's 10 beers at a time in fairly small cups, but they pour them all out from tap, and they have these planks of wood, like 2x4s, I guess, but well, not quite that thick, but they got circles drilled in, big circles, and these cups, fit in there but don't slide all the way through. So it's just like a glorified cup holder for like 10 beers, and it's called a Metro. And so you go up there and you get a Metro, and they come 10 at a time, and that was fairly cheap, €5 maybe. I can't even remember now. But yeah, when you're with a group of people, you go get a Metro and you go get another Metro, and turns into a good night. And yeah, but we stumbled on this room with all the Superbock kegs, and would not be surprised if the entire town burnt through those that night, certainly throughout the 2 days of the weekend. This is the rotunda in the middle of the town roundabout. This is kind of the center of town, I'll say. Portugal's big on roundabouts. Very few stoplights. Roundabouts are everywhere. Yeah. In fact, there's one. So I sort of know how to go through a roundabout. I actually Googled how to do a multi-lane roundabout, and it makes sense. But there's a roundabout out of the Lisboa airport that's just freaking impossible. It's like 5 lanes. It has traffic lights in it, or to get into it maybe. It's an absolute madhouse going through that thing. I don't know, no clue how you're supposed to navigate that. People are cutting in, jumping you off, honking their horn the whole time. I'm sure I know we're doing it wrong, but it's like, I don't know how you're supposed to drive through this thing. The fact that we haven't wrecked going through that thing is incredible, knock on wood. But anyway, this one's much more simple, just single lane, and they put this grassy area and this, oh man, Nellie was telling me what this was. That might be on video later. I think she said it was kind of a hut they built out in the olive fields, and when bad weather swept in, they all kind of huddled in here. I think is what she said. I mean, obviously that's not what this particular one is used for, but historically that's what these little structures were built for. And that is the town church. On the second day, so this is day one. Day two of the Festas starts with well, it doesn't start, it's kind of afternoon. There's a parade. And I think it kind of starts and ends at the church. The whole point of the Festas is a fundraiser for the church. And I poked my head in there on day two. It was really very nice in there. You know, beautiful artwork. I think it was recently redone. I don't have any pictures. I thought it would be a little disrespectful to pull up my camera in there, so I just I didn't do that. But take my word for it. It looks nice in there. And here's the field. Yeah, I already talked about the sheep in the fields. So this one's actually mowed pretty good. I mean, not mowed, but there were a lot of empty fields in the town, and I always kind of was curious about what that was about. People just holding on to land, or I don't know. Yeah, this one's a little more overgrown. Yeah, I don't know if the sheep come and I already talked about that. I don't know if the sheep are getting sheep owners getting paid or landowners getting paid, but it looks like the sheep need to visit this one. And there's just some very pretty purple flowers around town. And, all right, finally, first video. So this is right by the community center. In fact, that house to the right, I think Nelia said historically the priest lives there, although the current priest is not living there. Yeah, this house on the right here. And there's the tent and the community center.
Hey, look!
This is just day in the life in the Serra.
Oh.
There's a rooster. That's a rooster.
They're eating oranges.
You know,
Oh, baby, that's a lime tree.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather a lime tree than a lemon tree, just based on the number of limes we get.
Well, we use limes for like our tacos, so like it'd be nice to have a lime tree. Maybe we should pull one in.
Those damn limes are like 60 cents each.
Yeah. What kind of duck
I think
is
it's a
that?
goose in the
What's that
back.
with the white head?
Or duck. Yeah, I've never seen that one before.
He's not a mallard, but
You know what you think about the ducks?
Definitely not a mallard, at
No.
least not the United States version.
no.
You know you've never seen these animals.
They got a nice little chicken pen here. They got like a bathtub with some water. You guys got boards to play in and little things. You guys are just living the dream here, chickens. Y'all.
Just another empty field with some nice wildflowers. So this was, we were kind of just walking around the town, found a hearse, I guess, and maybe there's somebody in there, I don't know. This was actually outside of a cafe, one of the few cafes we did not ever go to. Hold on, let me check, gotta check my playlist here. Oh shoot, I should have had it open. Yeah, there's a very strong possibility that some of these videos are not going to end up on the public internet. With all the metros I was talking about, you can understand why. But if that happens, then we'll deal with that when we come to it. Oh, yeah, we're not even a third of the way through here. And this is just old-timey Portugal countryside. I'm sure those walls are many, many hundreds of years old, some of them. And again, with the flowers just all over the place. Yeah, I have no idea if I'm walking on someone's private property here. I hope not. But based on the walls, probably. But they don't seem to care about that apparently, so you might see it later. You know, everybody's got fruit trees and things in their yard, and Christian was just hopping over walls, grabbing fruit from the trees, and I'm just like, what? And he was like, no, that's perfectly fine here. In fact, they want you to do that because a lot of it's just going to go to waste, you know, it gets ripe all at the same time. And she's like, yeah, you're perfectly allowed to just hop into somebody's yard and take some fruit from their tree, so. I don't know. A little different rules here. This was the road from their house to the cafe. One of the cafes, Carlos's bar. I can't pronounce the real name, but that's the bar where all the foosball happened at. So last time I was here, this was a dirt road. This was, well, a rock road at least. And in the 6 years since I've been here, they decided to pave it. So a little easier mobility access from the house to the cafe. And just some pretty flowers there in somebody's yard. Same thing. Here's somebody's garden. Not sure what they're growing here, but it's everything. Is that squash? Cucumbers, maybe? Yeah, it kind of look like a squash plant to me. So some kind of vine. Other wildflowers. Okay, so this is the next day. This is the cart I was talking about in the Festas prep. You see the rods on the four corners. So this thing is like the Ark of the Covenant. They carry it on their shoulders, 4 people at a time. And right now they are tying up the cakes to it. And they walk around town and sell these things. Here, well, everybody kind of parades through the parade with their cart and their cakes, and nobody's buying them then. And then the parade ends at the community center, or ends at the church and then moves to the community center, something like that. They're right next to each other, so close enough. And yeah, so I bought a couple cakes at the community center and didn't even get a chance to eat them, unfortunately. I was going to take them to Porto, and they walked their way out of the car right before we left Porto, and I never saw them again. So that was the end of the cakes. But yeah, I did help tie some things up here. And they do candy along the top. Yeah, I tied some candy up.
If you go back on education every time and you see a beer that's closed and you want to open it up, you bring it out here, I'll take it.
Think I gotta go back to the kitchen for that? I can go 10 feet in the refrigerator for that. Marcy,
My king right here. Bet.
Marcy delicately asking me for a new beer, please. We're Team Sagres in this house. Yeah, everything. Sagres Mini, in fact. It's funny. It's like you go to the store, and Sagres comes in like 3 sizes. Sagres Mini, which, I don't know, 250 milliliters maybe. And then they got like a regular size beer that you get here, and then they got some in like, I think it's a liter, 1.5 liters. It's like just less than 40 ounces. So I call that one Sagres 40 hands. But Sagres Mini is usually how it goes. You go to the store, you get a 30-pack, it's Sagres Mini. You can't get like a 30-pack of just regular size bottles. I don't know. It's just how they do things here. So if you're wondering why the beer bottles all look small, that's why, because it's really Sagres Minis and not full size or regular size Sagres. But you can tell they really go to town on these carts. They're putting these flowers on here now. They really dressing up nicely. And they kind of have a celebratory coffee cake here when they're done putting it together. I think that's what they're doing on the right. And they put a cake on the top as well, I believe, or you can.
Okay, guys. Jesse, you like babies?
Yep. I already got my coffee cake. Yeah. That was very tasty. Very tasty. And there's my celebratory Bailey's shot. Yep. Look at that. Yeah, they really dress it up nicely. The candy, the cakes were €3 each. The candy was 50 cents worth of euros, I think.
As fitas falta fazer assim. Vocês podem fazer.
And I would have offered to help carry this thing, but the 4 people doing it need to be about the same height. So, yeah, I will say I'm a little taller than your average Portuguese over there. You know, these guys. So they drive around town, play music, accept donations. You know, it goes to the church. They do this all morning. So they were. From what I understand, these are X-rated lyrics. At least they've devolved into that. You know, I don't know Portuguese, but yeah, native speakers were just having a ball with whatever they were singing about here. Lure jokes, from what I understand.
Deus quando criou as damas, Deus quando criou as damas, não as fez todas iguais. Ora escutem bem, não as fez todas iguais, umas com falta de mama e outras com mamas a mais. Ora tomem enterrai-me no caixão, deixai-me a gaita de fora, quem quiser tocar que toque.
Marcy liked that one.
Não é um
$5. Somebody give them some money. That was worth it. All right. This was our table, so this was reserved in advance, obviously. Yeah, pretty big group. Big group. All right, now we're back for the actual Festas. You can see it's starting to heat up in here. Yeah, they do dinner. And there's the bar over there. And then after the dinner, they start playing music and dancing, and they do not stop. Even for sunrise, I think. I'm not kidding. I think they go to like 7 a.m. 2 days in a row. It's pretty crazy. I couldn't possibly handle that for 2 days in a row. Just leave it at that. It's Christian mugging. All right. The food here was fabulous, but something funny about it. So they bring out these huge portions, just ridiculous amounts of food, except for the salad. This was kind of a running joke in our group, and I can't deliver it nearly as well as Yanni, but they bring out these salads on a small plate with like 3 leaves of lettuce and maybe half a sliced tomato, and they put this in front of you, and you're like, is this my salad? And they're like, no, this is to share. Yanni's like looking around saying, hey, do I? So what? I felt guilty taking the tomato slice, you got. So yeah, you take 1 lettuce leaf, maybe cut off a corner of the tomato, and then you pass the salad plate. It's like, as Yanni said, comically large portions of other food, comically small salad portions. These were some of the dancing from the Festas getting going. Yeah, they started out with the kind of this DJ guy on the keyboard, and then they went to a live band, and then very wee hours in the morning, which I have no GoPro and footage of. Things got a little weird. So here's the band coming on. The kids, man, kids are just as part of the Festas as everybody else. Yeah, they stay up all night. It's just how they do it here. These kids do not have bedtime tonight. And we moved on from the traditional Portuguese music here too. I don't even know where the confetti came from. Not the ceiling. It must be blown in from the stage. I got a little involved here. Some kind of a dancing train. All right. I'll jump in the middle of this. And I clearly missed the reverse signal here. Whoops. Oh, turnaround time. Who knew? Yeah, of course, there's like traditional dances here that I obviously don't know a single step to. I don't even know any American dances. I still haven't figured out the, what is it, weddings? Electric slide. To the left. I've got somebody on the table here. He's having a good time. People behind him are saving their metro. For the almost lost it there. All right, yeah, and then this was later on. It turns out Portuguese love Hammerschlag. At least that's what I've come to know it as from my German buddy. This is a popular German game too, as far as I understand. I got a good buddy in Milwaukee who throws an Oktoberfest every year, and this is one of the highlights. I actually played, and I won 2 rounds. Well, I didn't lose 2 rounds. No camera work on that, but that was... I always loved the sparks. That was a relief, because I think we were playing for Metros or playing for beer, and I didn't have any money, so... would have had to go beg my brother for some cash. But might end up winning. Got 2 free beers out of it. They play a little differently, so there is one rule change from what I'm used to at my buddy's Oktoberfest. Hold on, let me check the playlist here. Getting towards the end. Oh, I got a few to go. Yeah, I got a lot of Hammerschlag footage here. I have no idea what it's called in Portugal. As you can tell, it's a pretty popular game here. So when I play the German version, you can see the guy was pounding the nails, straighten it out. The German version, you can straighten it out anytime you want and then smack your nail. Here, you're only allowed to do that one round, and he just leveled it. Yeah. Somebody get that man a beer. There you go. I think they gave him a ticket for that. Here they're setting it up. Yeah, it's pretty serious business here. They want everyone's nail to start at the right height, so that's what they're doing here. They're measuring, making sure everybody's about the right height. Yeah, it'll be a fun game. I played later. Of course, I couldn't talk to any of these guys.
Hey, I better win this. Hey, you gotta have euros for me to lose.
Christian, the same boat as me. He's got no no security euros. Can't cover the debt. It's not a good position to be in, Christian. I was right there with you. Yeah, is this the one? I have no idea what they're doing with this hammer. Yeah, right here, I have no clue what he's doing there. They're like looking at what? I don't know what that's about. Is that really going to matter? It looked like, at least all the game we played here, was always bang your own nail in. So I played other versions of this game where you actually try to bang in other people's nails, and the first person's nail, gets all the way submerged, loses. So your goal is to not get your nail banged in, but there's no defense or anything, so you just gotta hope people miss if they swing for your nail. Boy, this guy's fingers were close there for this first.
You up, man. You up.
All right, see, he knocked it sideways, he straightened it out, people are yelling at him. He's like, you're not allowed to do that, brother. Yeah, I think I learned that at this point. They got on me. I did that once where I tried to straighten it and then hitting it. So he hit it first, then tried straightening it, and they were not happy about that. I straightened mine first, thank goodness, and then went to swing it, and they were like, oh, what? No. Like, oh, whoops, sorry, didn't know. Boy, I almost clipped my camera there on the backswing. All right, Christian. Oh, that's not a good start, Christian. That's not what you want, man. That was the weakest opening swing to this game I've ever seen. Further on in the round here. I have no idea what he's telling my bro there. So I learned the rules at that point. I told him, that's your turn. All right, then you got to pass it. Yeah. Hey, there's some solid contact. can't remember. That guy always swings hard, man. He was really swinging hard. Christian straightening his out. This is his turn. I'm glad he didn't miss and bang my GoPro. Unfortunately, that's the end here. Not sure who won this game, but that's the end of my footage. Just to give you a little taste of the Festas. It went long into the night. I promise you that. And this was only the first day. So stay tuned. Day 2 and the parade coming up.